Evening everyone, it's Tom Sydney Bushnell, aka Numbers. So yes, I wanted to get out. I've had a busy day, a productive day. People that watch my show will see I've put out a video about CBD. I've been using that, I've been sleeping very well with that, much deeper, so I'd recommend that to people. And I also put out a testimonial to Mark Atwood's book. It's a really good book, and it's worth getting. But I wanted to get out before it got too dark, so I got out here on dusk for you. Some things have come to my attention. I've known about them. It's a good refresher. So earlier today, this morning or lunchtime, I was looking at, there's a guy on Twitter called Ariel. And he seems to reveal a lot of stuff. So he's been pointing things out, and in particular, he's been pointing out the stuff that President Trump does. I put out a post yesterday where, I did it. It's on my video last night. So where President Trump was with Tim Ballard, and Tim Ballard was talking about Operation Underground Railroad, the operation he does with, rescuing, etc. But President Trump did this movement. He moved his finger below his eye, below his left eye, and I want to know still specifically if anyone knows what that actually means. So answers on a postcard, people. I have a feeling I know what it is, but I'd like to know the specific meaning of it. Anyway, Ariel, Dark Judge is another one. Ariel was pointing out a few things, and he was basically just pointing out that people that President Trump has around him, like in his cabinet, people that he puts up on stage with him, it's almost like there's a high percentage of them he's hanging out to dry. He's letting the world see who he is. I've heard this before, how he'll bring, instead of ignoring the enemy, he brings them right in close, points them out and lets people see what they're up to. And given enough time, they seem to turn on him. This I haven't looked into fully, but I know President Trump commented on Kayleigh McEnany recently. I know they had a falling out before. Then she was front and stage for him during 2020, and I thought she was doing a great job. There's rumors of who she is, but maybe she's not, or maybe she is and still is not as we think. But President Trump recently had a poke at her. It could be, double, triple bluff. But have a look at the things Ariel was saying about it. Another one, there's a whole list of people that he's pointing out that have been around President Trump. And President Trump, he's just the master of it. When he points, when you get the Trump point, it's not usually a good thing. It's not usually a good thing. I mentioned just the other day that Joe Rogan met Trump and Trump pointed at him. It seemed like a friendly point, but nevertheless, when you get the Trump point, it's probably not the most desirable thing, because Trump knows, he knows everything. The people he's working with behind the scenes, they know everything, i.e. the military, the Q team, the Kennedys, Diana, others that we don't know yet, but maybe feel we know about. But when he points, point is 74, point is gematria, point is tarot, point is Jesus, point is London, it's English. 74 point, it's a very important number, Messiah, Muhammad, that point, DeLorean, time machine. But when he points, it's pretty heavy. Trump point is 162, is Trumpology, Trump gematria. I met Ivanka on the 162nd day of the year, which is June 11th, 141, reincarnation, quantum leap, Tom Bushnell. Day 162 of the year, 192, Ivanka Marie Trump, Governor's Island. Yeah, if you get the point from Trump, it's you gotta be worried. Well, you know, he endorses people as well, but usually, inevitably, given enough time, they turn on him, and it's because he knows who they are. He reveals them. So it's a genius way of doing it. But have a look at Ariel's posts. I mean, there's a lot of stuff on there. And Ariel, if you're watching, if you know what this means, there's got to be a specific meaning to it. Because the thing is, Tim Ballard breaks stride seamlessly and says, yes, you're exactly right, to President Trump, and then carries on with his discourse. So it was there in front of everybody, in front of the media, in front of everyone, to witness what President Trump was saying and what he was alluding to. So I want to know what that is. There has to be a definitive answer to that. Has to be. Another thing that I've been thinking. So Rocky's been coming on the TV recently. There's all these Q films. Last Action Hero is a Q film. I've never watched it properly, but I stayed up late and watched it all through last night. That's a Q film. It basically talks about the thing of being a character in the simulation, which is quite incredible, really. And I've been talking about it a lot. Over here, you've got Isle of Wight behind me, which is 133. Can't really see it, it's faded out. 133 is simulation. Another thing, though, is mass arrest. Mass arrest. Mass is 52, which is Earth, which is heart. It's 6. Arrest is 81, which is Tower, which is dollars. Tiffany, Zimbabwe. But mass arrest comes to 133, simulation. But mass arrests, with the S, comes to 152. That actually comes to Bournemouth, here. But there's something in the Batman films and something in the Rocky films. They talk about Spider Rico in Rocky. Spider Rico is a character that Rocky boxes. You know, it's a strange name. Rocky's first, 72. River, 72. But Rico is in Dark Knight, the Dark Knight. Rico, basically where you arrest multiple groups of people on a conspiracy, on a you know, many people involved in the pot. And so mass arrests, Rico mass arrests, guess what it comes to? It comes to 197, which comes to the 5th of November. I've been talking about this for a while. I think that's a pivotal date in terms of the glory and also the destruction of the old guard. Talking of Rocky, Sylvester Stallone comes to 243. 243 comes to a few values, but one of them is John F. Kennedy, Eternal Flame. I showed that picture a few weeks ago. The woman behind him on the aeroplane holding up a book, holding up her hand in a familiar way. And it says every last secret is 197. 197 is Diana Spencer Trump. It's the 5th of November. It's Rico mass arrests. Mass arrests effect is 197. Effect is 45. Rico's 45. Spade is 45. Who's the 45th president? Yeah. So Rico, Spade, it's the highest deck in the card. It's the most powerful suit. It's the spiritual one. It's to do with financial. It's to do with resurrection. It's the most powerful suit in the deck. And the Ace of Spades. The Ace of Spades is 127, which comes to November, 5th, November 5th. John Magic. 127. The Vatican, 127. See, they all know the numbers, so the good and bad go for them. But that's going to get sacked. It's been sacked, but it needs to be publicly sacked. So that's what we want to see. But yeah, if you do global Rico mass arrests, or even yes, Rico mass arrests, or yes, yes, mass arrest RICO, comes to 246. 246 comes to calling an election made sure. What's the election that needs to be made sure? What's election that will be made sure? There's an election coming up in 2024. Calling an election made sure. Some of us have been called to do this. Many have heard the call. Some are called, but few are chosen. Many are called, but few are chosen. Why are they not chosen? Because they don't hearken unto the whisperings of the Holy Spirit, or whatever version you want to say. But we all had I think some of us have had a chance to stand up, and we have. And I would have thought everyone's had a chance, but maybe they just didn't receive the call. I don't know their individual circumstances, but I know what was the call on the earth. 2020 was a call. 2020 is 2020 vision's 88 Trump. Anyway, nevertheless, that being said, RICO mass arrest 197. I put out a Twitter as well today, real-time numbers, so make sure you follow me there. I'm on Telegram, on Psych Club, on Locals, get my free email newsletter. But I put out a reply to what Ariel said. He's talking about the exec orders of 13848 and 13818. Talk about the confiscation of funds and assets, etc. And I said, well, let's bring that to the lower level. Let's see that happen. Or he can't wait for that to happen. I can't wait for that to happen. And I said, criminal equals 85. And I said, vengeance is coming. 165. Because vengeance is coming. 165. Maybe 165 doesn't know who they are yet, but they will. And nor does 85, but they will also as well. So, it's coming. Get ready, folks. It's going to be biblical. It's getting dark, so I'm going to say goodnight. Anyway, much love, God bless, and I'll see you soon. All right, take care, bye.